you feel very sad, whatever kind of negative emotion. What I'm saying now, I mean this really in the best way possible, but nobody cares about it. And I think that's like the only thing that can get you out of the situation is when you really feel like you don't want to be in the situation. Because if you're comfortable in your situation, why would you leave? So literally going through depression and going through these dark times in your life and going through these dark emotions in life, it's truly your biggest power. I quickly wanted to jump on here to make sure that you know that changing, becoming the version that you want to be is very uncomfortable. Also, it can get very lonely. And I don't know, I feel like a lot of people make it seem like change is so positive and everything feels so good, but to be honest, it's the exact opposite. And I want you to know that you are not alone. A lot of people tend to romanticize growing, spiritual awakenings, getting to your dreams. And to be honest, it is so uncomfortable. It is so frustrating because you're trying every day to get better. You are trying to work on your dreams. You are trying to become better. You are trying to behave better. It needs a very strong mindset to get there. And I think you build this mindset by going through these hardships and by going through these hard emotions. And when you go through this feeling of being lonely and being alone on the path, that's when you become stronger. That's when you develop exactly this strength that you need to get to your dreams, that you need to become better. And this path can get very lonely. I already lost so many friends and even family members. But to be honest, I think it was the best decision that I ever made because I let go of all these people that doesn't serve me anymore and people that are only doubting the way that I want to go. And you don't need people in your life. If you have visions, if you have dreams, you can't spend your time or waste your time with people that constantly criticize the path that you're going, criticize the decisions that you're making. You can't be around those people. And also, I feel like being really lonely, like having the faith. If you decide to go this way anyways, no matter what happens, I think that's where the success starts because you already are working on the mindset that you need to get there. You already have the mindset to get there because you are willing to let places go, to let friends go, to even let family members go. And if you're willing to leave people, to leave places that doesn't serve you anymore, in my opinion, you already did the most hard thing for most people. And if you are going through a lot of things on your own, basically, it's the best thing that can ever happen to you in your whole life. I know that it feels very terrible and you rather have a friend or a family member to talk about it, but I didn't have a mother to talk to. Like, I grew up with a mother that I have to mothered my mother. So I never in my life, I really can remember a time of my life where I was the person that asked somebody for help, because I was always the person who everyone came to ask for help, like even my own mother. And so everything I've been through, depression, heartbreak, whatever it is, I went through it on my own. I never had someone in my life to talk to go to ask for advice to, because I also never had people around me that I think were able to give me an advice, because I grew up with people that I don't want to be like. I always knew that I have to take decisions and I need to take advice from my own, because I don't have someone to ask for advice. I also have the belief that I don't ask people for advice that don't live the life that I want. That's the reason I always was on my own when it came to my decisions, to my future, and to my emotions. And the only one I ever talked to was God or the universe or my angels since I've been 4 years old. Every night before going to bed, I prayed to God and to my angels, because I knew from a very young age that I want to have more in my life and that I want to go a different path than most people. And I always prayed every night before going to bed, And I always ask the universe and the angels to give me the lessons that I need to learn to get to the vision that I want to be. And I also knew that if I ask for that, it could possibly mean that I don't have any friends, that it can get very tough for me. For me, it was worth it. Like, for me, seeing my mom and my dad and the childhood I grew up with, for me, seeing this was like the biggest no for me. This was like the biggest, I really don't want to live like that. I really don't want to have this mindset. I don't want to have these circumstances. I don't want to live like that. So I decided for myself from a very young age that I want to change that. And I understood from a very young age that if I want to change this and if I want a different life, I need to go through a lot of lessons. I need to learn a lot. Because my parents couldn't teach me how to, I don't know, become a millionaire or how to grow your own business, because they never did this. So I, for myself, need to go through this process of learning it and doing it all by myself and all for myself. And to be honest, if you feel very sad or very whatever kind of negative emotions, what I'm saying now, I mean this really in the best way possible, but nobody cares about it. And I don't mean it in a way that the people around you don't care for you or don't care about your emotions. I mean it in a way that you are the only one to change this. You are the only one to say to yourself that you don't want to feel like this, that you don't want to have these emotions, so you have to do something about it. And the earlier you understand this, the earlier you will get there. And don't deny this process, because you have to go through this process. You have to understand that no one will get you there. And I think everyone can go through this process. I think it's necessary to go through this deep emotions, through these nights where you cry yourself to sleep. I think that it's very necessary, because that's the only way you understand how life works. And I think that's like the only thing that can get you out of the situation is when you really feel like you don't want to be in the situation. Because if you're comfortable in your situation, why would you leave? Why would you even leave in the first place? When you are comfortable in your situation, when you are happy with your friends, with your family members, or whatever it is, when you are happy in the situation, why would you leave? But I also understood that every time I cried, it wasn't because of me. It was because of the people around me. So what is the thing that I did? I realized, okay, like, why am I crying? Self-reflection is very important on this point. You have to reflect on what's going on with your emotions. Why are you crying? What did hurt you? Because most of the time, I guarantee you, it's not because of you. It's not because you hurt your own feelings. It's because other people around you hurt your feelings. So I made sure to point these people out of my life and cut them off of my life. I am very much on my own, like I have very few people around me. I'm happy about this. Like, since I cut off all these people in my life that made me feel sad or made me feel bad about myself, I feel so much more peaceful. And when you feel peaceful, you don't need these people in your life. Like, why would you stay with a person that makes you feel bad? Why would you do this? This is literally self-harming. Like, when you allow this person to hurt you and to hurt you again and again and hurt you again, you are punishing yourself. Why are you doing this? Please don't allow this. Don't allow these people to stay in your life just because you are afraid of being alone. Don't be afraid of the darkness. Don't be afraid of the unknown. You will get through it, and if you want to grow in life, grow spiritually, you need to go through these dark emotions. You need to know them. You need to get comfortable with them, because if you go through this, you literally will feel unstoppable. You will feel unstoppable because nothing can hurt you. Nothing can hurt you anymore, because you already went through the darkest nights of your soul. And if you're already cutting people out of your life, I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud of you, because I know how hard it is to cut people out of your life that you truly love, or that you really wished for, that they will still be in your life, that they will still be a part of your life. I really know the struggle of this, so I'm very proud of you if you still decided to save your own emotions and to really care about yourself, To be honest, I think you should enjoy these dark times. Like, I know you maybe think like, what is she talking about? How should I enjoy this terrible time of my life? I know, because I've been through it and I'm kind of going through it to these days. I want you to know that I feel a lot better. Like, I really had a time of my life. I had such bad depression, really, really bad depression. And nobody took it serious because I was so young. I was 14 years old when I had very, very bad depression. And I had the bad depression like maybe for a year. And I want you to know that I feel a lot better. Like, I really had a time of my life. I had such bad depression, really, really bad depression. And nobody took it serious because I was so young. I was 14 years old when I had very, very bad depression. And I had the bad depression like maybe for a year. And nobody except my boyfriend to this time took it serious, because everyone's like, oh, a child can't have depression, a child can't be mental ill, a child can't be stressed. And to be honest, I think that's like the rudest thing that you can tell your own children or children at any age, because you don't know what this child has been through. You don't know the emotions that this person holds, no matter the age. I really thought about taking my own life several times, like daily, on a daily basis. And I was so numb to my feelings and to life that I did not care. Like, the only thing, like, I don't even know why I did not take my own life. Like, I feel like I had something in me that was like, no, you are meant, you have like something, you have like a mission to complete. And I still don't know what this mission is, but I don't know what it was, but something kept me from taking my own life. Trigger warning at this point. But I want to be very honest with you guys, because if I can help even one person out there with sharing these thoughts, that's like everything I want. I'm making all these videos just to help you guys on the other side of this video. I had a lot of people around me that told me like, oh no, you don't have depression, but you don't seem like you have depression. Depression looks different. Because I have such a strong discipline, you guys. Even when I had depression, I cleaned the entire house. I took care of my sister. I took care of the grades that I had in school. I make sure that I go to school. I make sure that I still like do my skincare, do my hair, and look always clean. I had such a discipline in my depression, but you can still have depression while being disciplined. And a lot of people don't know this, but there are very different forms of depression. I gaslighted myself that I don't have depression, because all the people around me told me that I don't have depression, that depression looks different. Depression looks like staying in bed, not eating anymore, feeling ugly, and don't doing skincare anymore, don't taking showers anymore. But I was the complete opposite. But I also think that being the exact opposite, like being so disciplined, even in the darkest days of my life, I think that this is really what saved me from getting out of my depression. Because I somehow knew that if I would stop taking showers, if I would stop taking care of my own body while being in depression, this would literally be my downfall. But I went through it, and I got through it, and I feel better than ever. And I had nobody during this time. These days, everyone uses the word depression for just feeling bad. Like, if they have a bad day, they say like, oh yeah, I don't know, I feel depressed today. But depression is a very, very deep thing. It's very serious. It's very a mental illness. But the reason I tell you this is not because I want you to feel bad. It's because I want you to tell that if I went through this, you can do this too. There's absolutely no difference between me and you. Absolutely not. If life throws something at you that seems like very dark, I truly believe in switching things up. Like, you can learn so much from these experiences. You can learn so much from them. So please try to learn from the situations. Because if you went through this, if you went through depression, or if you went, I don't know, through something very dark in your life, like everyone has their own story in life. If you went through this, I'm sure that you learned so much from it. That you, for example, you learned to have boundaries, because in this time you needed to save yourself. You needed to save your mental stability, so you put boundaries there. If you felt like so unhappy in your own body, maybe you started to work out and eat healthy and be very strict with it. So you learned to be disciplined even if you feel bad. And this is like such a powerful tool for life. If you really learn to be disciplined, even though you're not feeling good, this will change your life, trust me. Because this is a skill that no one can take away from you. And it's also a skill that not everyone has, because not everyone goes through depression, or not everyone goes through, I don't know, something so negative that you're feeling so dark and that you feel so lost in life that you truly, to be honest, doesn't want to keep going, but you still keep going. You will earn such a confidence in just being yourself and trusting your gut and trusting your inner guidance, that other person that don't go through this, they don't have this. They don't have this. So literally going through depression and going through these dark times in your life and going through these dark emotions in life, it's truly your biggest power. Like, you have the ability to switch everything in life up. You have the ability to take everything that life gives you and learn from it. You have the free will to do this, and you can do this. And that's exactly what life is meant for. Life is not there to give you depression and you're sitting there and be like, oh yeah, I'm feeling so bad because I have depression and my life is so bad and I know I'm just feeling so bad about myself. Like, yeah, we get it. But what now? What's the next step? What are you going to do about it? Because we have to do something about it. I mean, yeah, you can stay in the situation, but do you want to stay in the situation? Do you really want to stay there? I don't think so. I don't think any person in this life wants to be in this situation. And I think that we, with our brain, with our mental power that we have, I think that we all have the capacity to get out of there. And by that, I don't mean that it's easy, because it's not. I'm saying this because I was there. I had the baddest depression that I could ever imagine. I really hope that no one in this life experienced the depression I had and how bad I felt about myself, about my circumstances, about my parents, about everything in life. Everything around me during years felt so negative and so dark. And because I didn't want it to feel like this, I don't wanted my life to look like this. So I decided that I need to take the steps out of it, even if it's very small steps, even if it takes you years, weeks, whatever it is. And I know if you have depression or if you have mental illness or whatever it is, it will take you time. You won't get out of there in like a week, not even in a month, not even in 6 months. I know that it takes sometimes years to get yourself out of a situation, but do one step and then the other step. Try to get yourself out of the situation, because no one will do it for you. And I mean this in the best way possible. That's how life works. Like, you are living this human experience on your own. Like, I can give you the advice and I will give you the advice. I will try to help you with my advices, with my experience in life, what I learned in life. I'm trying to help you and I'm trying to guide you through these dark times. But in the end, you have to watch this video and be like, yeah, she's right. I need to change something. I need to do something. And even if it's just going out for a 5-minute walk, even if it's going out and just staying like right there at the place in front of your door and just breathing in like fresh air, even if it's just this small little change that you will do, that's like a win. That's like your personal win. That's like the strongest thing that you can do during this time. Because even though you feel bad, even though you have all these bad negative emotions, even though you have them, you decide to do something about it. No matter how small it is. If you decide to do something about it, that's like the biggest win you can have. You already gained like a bit more of self-confidence and a bit more of discipline by doing this. And discipline is truly a skill that you need to work on. The best moment to develop unbreakable discipline that nobody can get between you and your discipline, The best time for developing this strong, deep-rooted discipline is when you go through these dark times, when you go through depression, when you go through a heartbreak, when you go through these very dark times in your life. That's the best time to develop the strongest discipline that you will ever earn in your entire life. And I know that you can do this too. And I know that if you're watching this video, you will going to. Because even though thinking about clicking this video, it's like you being like, no, I want to change something about myself. I know that I can get out of this. There's something in you that is telling you, I know that I need to get out of the situation, and I know that I can get out of the situation. That's why you clicked on this video. And if you're on this video, I will already congratulate you right now. Congratulations that you already took like a little step forward. That you already took a step forward in the right direction, because you want to change things. Wanting to change things is like the first thing that you can do. It's like the first thing that you need to realize to become better, to get the better life. So yeah, I think that's the message for today. I'm proud of you. I'm very proud of you. And I know that you can do this, and I know that we are going to achieve everything that we want, because we have the mindset and we are doing something about it. And if you are doing something about it, you will get there. The most important thing is to never stop doing something about it. So yeah, we won't stop. We will keep going. And I love you so much, and I'm so proud of you. And I'm happy to see you in the next video with hopefully better lighting than this. Like, I have literally my laptop just sitting here with a white screen. I love you, and I see you in the next video.